You're live.
Thursday, May 8th, and we are live on PuckTime to break down two games, Capitals, Hurricanes, Oilers, and Golden Knights. Should be a great show. Andrew McInnis, Carmine Bianco with you guys as usual. Shout out to all of you guys engaging live in the chat and all of you guys that commented yesterday. We got a shout out to make here in a few minutes, Carm, because someone gave us a pretty good plus money winner. I love all the comments you guys are giving us in the live chat. I figured I would just start the show off by bringing up my 5% loss. You know, it's important to mention the losers. It's been a good season. No regrets. I mean, they had the lead 2 or 3 times, Carm. The analytics were in their favor. Expected goals were close to 3-1. They played a pretty solid game and couldn't get the job done, but that's too bad. And, the tough part is it wasn't just an 0-1 night. It was an 0-2 night because I had the over in the Jets and Stars game. 3-2 going into the third period, and, well, that's all she wrote in that one. We couldn't get that 6th goal, so that was tough. Good news is we cashed another baseball winner yesterday. In the 4th inning, I had over 4.5 runs for the Phillies, and they get 6 runs by the 4th inning. So baseball going well. We'll try and get back on track today in the world of hockey. Good morning, Carm. How are you?
Yeah, Andrew, I feel your frustration. 375 to 178. The expected goals in that Leafs game for Florida, and I was waiting for that goal in the third period. How do they not get a goal in the third period? 3-2. It's a perfect setup. 20 minutes, possible empty netter. They couldn't get it. So I was on that Titanic of a night with you. I'm surprised Dan, our producer, did not create like an image of like the Titanic where you're Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm floating in the water on that piece of wood as Kate Winslet, and we're sinking fast. But a couple 2% losers. I didn't think it was a very strong card, but I liked them enough to put them out as a couple 2%ers. We'll just keep going. Andrew, I'm going to switch it over to you.
It looks like we both just cut out at the exact same time.
Both
That's
of the
crazy.
dudes.
Dan, our producer, he's
That's crazy.
Our producer is screwing around with the cameras. I don't know.
I didn't do anything.
Doing.
Don't blame me
I'm
with
here.
your guys' Canadian cameras. That's not my fault.
That's
Canadian
crazy. I don't even know how that
cameras.
happens.
Wow. But with that said, guys, a couple big games tonight. Obviously, Carolina looking to go up 2-0 in that series against the Washington Capitals, and Edmonton trying to take a stranglehold in the series before they head back up north. Big one in Vegas tonight. Let's see if the Golden Knights can play a solid 60 minutes and stop the Edmonton third period scoring machine. There's got to be a prop out there for total goals scored in the third period by the Edmonton Oilers, because they are just putting up a bunch. I'm not sure if it's like 15 goals now in the third period, but since we're waiting for Andrew, I've got a little contest for you guys in our live chat. I'll be checking on the messages as we go, but tell me who you think is going to win tonight, both games, and the total amount of goals scored. I'm going to try and write down as many of them in the live chat, and tomorrow I'll pick a winner from all the correct people. If anyone goes 3-0, kudos to you guys, but some PuckTime swag we'll give away. While we're waiting for Andrew to get back here, Dan, the producer, might end up co-hosting this show. Oddslogic. We've talked about it over the past week. The Oddslogic website, watching real-time odds as they happen. It is a great tool because you're seeing those line moves as they happen. It is not just NHL. With and obviously injuries as they come in. It is probably the best odds website out there, and the NFL season coming up. Yes, the NFL season. The schedule gets released in a mere 6 days. The NFL schedule gets released. Training camps will be starting, preseason will be starting, and then that week 1. I know you guys are all waiting for the NHL playoffs to finish and them to crown a Stanley Cup winner. But NFL's around the corner as well, too, guys. And the Oddslogic website is a great one to have. You can get 7 days for free. I tweeted out a barcode yesterday on my Carmine Bianco WT Twitter account or X account, whatever you want to call it. If you scan that, you can click and get 7 days for free to test it out. So it is a great tool to have. Okay, while I'm waiting for Andrew,
I'm here.
I'm going to go right to this.
But
Is he
go ahead.
here?
Go ahead, though.
Hey,
Keep
welcome
going.
to the show,
You
Andrew.
start us off, Carm. It's all
nice.
good.
Let Carm cook.
It's nice of you to join us.
Let Carm cook.
Carm got the ad reads out of the way. Here we go.
Listen,
I got
Carm
my
was like,
anger out of the
Andrew's
way.
not here. Let me
I
just
woke
start
up-
selling shit. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I woke up and I chose violence this morning. Guys, I'm hopped up on sugar. I'll say that. Andrew knows. This morning I dropped my wife off at work and I went through the Tim Hortons drive-through. I got a coffee with 3 sugars in it. And then it's just like the when they put those things by the cash register, the impulse buys, they put this image of a donut, chocolate donut stuffed with marshmallows on the screen. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get one of those things. If you don't think I'm hopped up on sugar right now, you got to think twice. Imagine a chocolate donut stuffed with marshmallow. Andrew, let me go to you. Carolina and Washington, game 2.
I'm just dying right now, Carm. You're killing me. You're killing me right now. That is like when I heard you order that, I was like, okay, my guy wants some sugar in his coffee today. Then you get the marshmallow donut too. I'm like, okay, he's treating himself to a pretty good day, pretty good start to the day. But I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm looking forward to that. But Hurricanes, Capitals, so interesting here. The Canes take game 1, and the funny thing is, you look at the money right now. Obviously, we were just talking about Oddslogic. You look at the money right now. I mean, opener minus 130, current price at Penny and Circa minus 162, 163, South Point 165. I mean, love is coming in here on this Carolina team once again. And, I think, Carm, that I know you shouldn't just blanketly think like this and you shouldn't just like come in with a mindset here. But a lot of the times I find that either game 1 or game 2 goes over the total. I think that depending on what happens in the first game, you can kind of flip it the other way. And I think that when I look at this series, I do expect an overall low-scoring series. And, I felt pretty good about that free play I had on the under team total for the Capitals, under 2.5. And quite frankly, if you took the under 2.5 on either team in game 1, you ended up cashing a winner. I like the over in this one, Carm. I wouldn't talk anybody off taking the Carolina total over because, to be honest, I think that the Capitals deserved a better fate in that game. I think whether you look at the expected goals, you look at some of the numbers, if you watch the game, like the Capitals were a pretty good team in that one. I think they came out, they scored the first goal, and the Hurricanes respond in the third period. And, of course, game 1 of the second round ends up going to overtime. And the Hurricanes win it in that fashion. But I think we will see a better version of the Hurricanes, and they won game 1. So it's always dangerous if you're the home team. You let a game slip away from you, and you probably should have been the team that won that one. Right now, Carm, a lot of people are talking about the whole Mikko Rantanen thing. The guy has 2 hat tricks in 3 periods for the Dallas Stars. But I'm going to give credit to Logan Stankoven because Logan Stankoven didn't ask to get caught up in the Avalanche and the Dallas Stars and the Hurricanes and all this stuff that was going on, but he did. And he had himself a goal in the last game. He's playing extremely well and certainly being a top scorer for this team. And I just think right now Carolina has too many pieces for the Washington Capitals to deal with. So I lean towards the over. But I also think that we saw Carolina win a game that they might have gotten away with because Capitals were probably the better team early on. That can be a dangerous thing, I think, when you win a game that you probably shouldn't have won. So plus 110 is the number for the team total, over 3.5, and 5.5 to the over for both teams. That's where I'm going here.
And Andrew, I can agree with some of, maybe the total wise I can agree with. I'm not sure why Dan was there, but Dan
Yeah,
keeps popping in. He is like the neighbor that you put up the big fence on because you just
Yeah,
don't want to
well,
see him all the
my
time.
camera was on because the two hosts, I had to hop in here because both of their cameras went out at the same time. So forgive me for saving the show and both of your asses. So
Dan's
I'll
just
pop out
covering
and
up.
leave it to the experts here.
He's covering up.
Why does Dan look like he is in like some foreign country or in Guantanamo Bay where they're making him listen to Taylor Swift music 24 hours a day? I'm
I
not
don't
really
like
sure
it when
what's
all the
going on.
lights are on. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not on, like
But
I got the ring light and shit, but like look at how bright it is in here. Like I like it when it's just like I can just work and ISO it. You know what I mean, Carm?
The work from home
and he's
pleasure.
got that. He's got like that caveman look from the old Geico commercial days. But Dan, we love you, man. You're our award-winning producer. Andrew, I can sort of agree with you on the total, but I think the Canes are the better team here. And that's I think in that first game they proved it. It took them a while to get there, but you look at like all the final analytics at the end were all in their favor. 441 to 229 as far as expected goals for. Scoring chances 40 to 20, shots on goal 33 to 14. I talked about the fact that that Washington really didn't play the game we thought they were going to play in game one. They're going to have to do it in game two, but the pressure is all on them now. They need to come out. They need to have a good opening 20 minutes because if the Canes get on them early, it is going to be tough for Washington to come back against this Canes team that seems to be getting better each and every game. And Freddie Anderson returned and looked good as well too. Mind you, he only faced 14 shots on goal in that game. But this is one of those ones where it's stemmed the tide for the first 20 minutes as far as the Canes go, because it's going to be a noisy game there. You know that the fans are going to be hyped, but you can rip out a team's soul by taking a lead, or not to bring back hash bad memories, Andrew, but to score when you've been scored, when to score on a team when you've been scored on or whatever. We saw it yesterday with Florida. Florida gets a goal, they tie it up, and then the Leafs quickly respond with another goal. It is tough for a team every time you think you're in the game to now be playing from behind. The Capitals are not a team that should be playing from behind, and we saw it against the Montreal Canadiens. They did a great job of getting on top of the Canadiens and staying on top. The one game in which they didn't, the Montreal beat them 6-2. So this is a tough Canes team. They're poised to make a deep run. I would probably take them in the first period here because you can get a lower score. I think all the pressure's on Washington here. The Canes can put a nail in the coffin, getting up 2-0 and heading home, where it's a fortress for them. They're pretty tough to beat, Andrew.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, they protect home ice in a really big way. I think, if they win this one, all they got to do is go back home, get the split, and they're up 3-1 in the series. That's a really good position to be in. And I just want to preface what I was saying there is I'm not dismissing Carolina. I'm just more so saying, like, the XG numbers you brought up, Carm, I agree. It's more so like I was saying, like you said about the opponent responding right away, right? Like the exact same thing you talked about, not bringing up bad memories for me, but I could go on both the expected goals last night. At the end of the day, Florida probably outplayed the Leafs, but the Leafs had answers every single time. And I feel like that's what hurt the Capitals. Like, there's no doubt that the Hurricanes played better hockey, but if the Capitals get that lead, and that's why I as much as I talk about the Caps being a deep team, and during the regular season there were multiple options. How many points did Dylan Strome score against the Montreal Canadiens? I think the guy had like 6 or 7 points, right? I mean, Ovechkin had, I think, 4 goals in 5 games. McMichael played pretty well. The bottom line here with the Hurricanes is that you could give me 4 players right now, Carm, that all wouldn't score tonight, and the Hurricanes could still win 3-1. You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference. I think with the Capitals, there's only so many players that I would look at. So that's what I'm saying. All right, there it is. Shout out to Limited Benefits. Max Pacioretty goal plus 450. Gotta love that. There were actually a few people yesterday in the live chat, in the comment section, that shouted out Pacioretty goal plus 450. Are you kidding me? Way to go, guys. I love it. I want you guys to keep on posting your picks and your props and all the stuff that you guys like. But Max Pacioretty, Carm, plus 450. We love all the comments. We want to hear from you guys. But I like the Canes tonight, and I think the more I talk about this, Carm, the more I'm talking myself into one of my famous team totals, because that plus 110 number is my favorite number to bet team totals. And we're going from this current money line price up to a minus 160-ish to a, plus 110. I think I'm talking myself into that right now.
Talk yourself. Follow the arrows, Andrew. Follow the arrows. If you don't know what I mean by that, it is a joke that I just finished filming with Brian Power, Champions League final, a preview of the Champions League final, which will be up on our YouTube channel and a lot of the social media channels, which is a good segue if you're watching this show today. On YouTube, hit that like button. If you're watching on one of the socials like the X or Instagram, do us a favor and hit that heart button as well too, and drop a comment in the comment section. It helps our analytics, and it lets us know that you appreciate what we are doing here with Dan Alexander. But the follow the arrows thing, Andrew, when I bought this studio setup behind me, which looks a little crooked, but that's just my camera. We'll get this all sorted out. I go to IKEA and I asked the girl for the quick way out to the self-serve furniture thing. And she looks at me, she goes, "Did you follow the arrows?" I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Did you follow the arrows on the ground?" I go, "Yeah, I followed the arrows. It brought me right back to you." She goes, "Well, follow them again." I'm like, "Just give me the shortcut out of IKEA. It's like a maze with the cheese at the end is the reward." But with that said,
It's
speaking
like
of
being in a
cheese,
casino, man. You can't find the exit. You got to just, there's another machine. There's another table right there. You're on the way out. The blackjack table right in front of you. You can't leave IKEA. You can't leave the tables. I get it.
yeah. Speaking of cheese, that's what Edmonton Oilers are doing to defenses in the third period of their games. Vegas Golden Knights tonight, Andrew, looking to even up this series before they head north to Edmonton. You're seeing the line there, minus 140, plus 120 on the Oilers. Total sits here at 6.5. Andrew, I'm going to throw it to you, but I'm leaning sort of the same way again in that I just think that this total should be 6. It shouldn't be 6.5. And I get it. Sometimes books will put up a number. They want a winner or a loser on that total. They don't want pushes. But 6.5 just still seems too high for me. It was a late flurry in that game that got it anywhere close to going over the total, and it didn't. I like the under in this one.
Well, if anybody likes the Oilers, just take them to lose the first period, win the third period, McDavid to get 2 points, Draisaitl game winner. It's wash, rinse, repeat with this team. It's crazy, Carm, really what we're seeing with the Edmonton Oilers. When's the last time they won a first period? When's the last time they looked good to begin a game? They just continue to find ways to win in third periods. They find ways to win in second periods. I don't know. I just think that when I look at this team, it's so hard to explain what they are doing, because they're rolling the pucks out and saying, I don't care what you guys do, we're going to score 4 or 5 goals. So, I mean, it's a bold pick, Carm, but I mean, we did see an under game the last one. It should have been way under if it weren't for some late goals in that one. So I get it as far as that's concerned there. For me, I'm just going to rock with the first period there here with the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm going to do a split bet for me on the puck line and a split bet on the money line. When it comes down to it, we talk about the fortress and teams at home. I think Vegas has built the reputation for being a good home team. They have to come out at home and play well again. The problem for them is that they scored 2 goals in the first period at home and they lost the game. It's going to be hard to score 2 goals again in the first period, but they have to win the opening 20 minutes, because even though the Oilers have proven they're a good comeback team, it's even easier for them to keep on rolling once they're up. I think that nobody wants to hear this. And Carm, I don't know if me and you have the same opinions on this, but I think it's not as much like Vegas has to protect their lead. We don't want to sit back. But at the end of the day, they have to understand that if they try and play like the Oilers, they're going to lose. So I think I kind of agree with your under, but I also think that correlates with the Golden Knights victory. Like I'm in belief right now that even though we have seen Maple Leafs win low-scoring games against the Senators, it's clearly Florida and under correlated parlay, at Vegas and under correlated parlay. If you like Edmonton, you take the over. If you like Vegas, you take the under. Am I far off there?
No, I think you're right on there. I think it just should be another. I would expect, at the very least, a strong start for the Vegas Golden Knights to push back again against this Edmonton team. They don't want to fall in a hole. And I get it, Vegas can win games on the road, but there's a difference between having to win one on the road and possibly having to win two on the road because you're in a 2-0 hole heading to Edmonton. It's something you don't want to be in. But the Oilers seem to be finding a way of getting it done. They got it done against the LA Kings. And we thought it was the Kings and the way they played their third periods in those couple of games where they sort of just backed off and tried to protect the lead, similar to Vegas Golden Knights. They got that lead and then they just couldn't get that third goal. I mean, they say the 2-goal lead in the NHL is one of the worst ones to have. I'm going to tell you from a betting perspective, if someone says to you, how would you like to bet this team? I'm going to give you a 2-0 lead. You're going to take it each and every time because you don't expect the team to blow those leads. So it does happen. You can't let the fact that the game lost sway you from an opinion that you had if it was a strong one. If you think the Vegas Golden Knights are going to win this series, you can't let what happened in game one deter you from sticking with Vegas. They win this game, and the series is 1-1, and they go to Edmonton looking to get at least a split. And turn this into a 3-game series. So I think there's a pushback there. I think it's one of those ones where you got to be watching these games in order to live bet them. And if you watch the first 40 minutes and it is a close game and Vegas has not put them away, maybe you take that third period over or that in-game total as well too, because you're likely to see some goals from the Edmonton Oilers. They just aren't giving up at the moment, Andrew. They play probably their worst series in a couple of years against the LA Kings and somehow survived it. But they look like they're right into this series right now.
They really do. They really do. And, it's just when we thought this Oilers team didn't have the chemistry that they have in the years past, didn't have the depth they had in years past, they're finding a way to get it done. And I think it also goes to show you can't write off a team that has two of the best players on the planet. That's just the bottom line. I mean, McDavid and Draisaitl, two of the best players in the world, you put them on one team, anything can happen. And they just need an ounce, a smidge of secondary scoring, and this team will have success, though. So, yeah.
Yeah. And Andrew, I'm going to repeat to those watching right now or watching later on what I said to you this morning on a phone call is whether you're handicapping the games to sell them, whether you're just discussing them on a channel like we're doing right now. You're still a bettor at heart, and you see what happens in a game, and it bothers you at that time. And there goes my camera. Is Dan screwing with me? I think he's screwing with me. There he is. Come on, Dan, stop that.
I don't know if that's Dan.
All right. Dan. Anyways, with that said, Andrew, I will say this is that we watch these games and it's always it's like the referees. There's always a conspiracy theory, and you can't help but let it creep in. So I said to Andrew this morning, I'm like, if I was on the Oilers, Draisaitl would have never banked that shot in off of Adin Hill from behind the goal line into the net. Vegas goes on to win. If I was on the under in the Dallas game last night instead of the over, they would have found at least a couple of goals in the third period. As a bettor, that's your thought process, but you have to push that aside and you have to look at it. I look at it from an analytics point of view, and if the numbers post-game numbers justified what I had said prior to the game, then I'm just going to categorize it as the game did not go my way, even though the numbers did. So I've yet to find a book that cashes a ticket based on analytics post game, because if they did, we'd cash a few more tickets. But we move on. You cannot let one game ever affect your psyche, Andrew.
And that's honestly one thing that I've openly struggled with, Carm, is like if I lose a game, especially not even like lose a game that I felt like I was like completely wrong with, losing a game where, you know, it was tough, like last night where they constantly responded and got scored on. And then a night like tonight where I like picks on both tonight's games. And the old me, and I still do this a lot, is I would pass on tonight's slate, or I would, you know, release a 1% instead of a 3%. And don't get me wrong, bankroll management has been what's helped me have a good season this year in the NHL, but also you can't let a bad night yesterday deter you from having a good day today. And that's one thing that, you know, when you're managing your bankroll properly, you shouldn't have to worry about. But sometimes you can just start to second guess yourself. Like, yeah, when you see those XG numbers, Carm, sometimes it kind of like pisses you off because you're like, I don't even know if I want to see that right now. It's like, I don't even know if I'm happy to see these numbers or not, because I just wish they won the game. So I just want to say to VV here, I want to just clarify again. You said you watched the Caps game one. You say that the Caps should have won. They were absolutely awful. I'm saying because they scored the first goal, they should have won. They were leading going into the third period. That's all I'm saying. I agree that they got outplayed. But yesterday, the Maple Leafs got outplayed and they won the game, right? So it's just different because the Capitals scored the first goal of the game. They're up 1-0 going into overtime, going into the third period, and they lost the game. So all I'm saying is that for me, Carolina's coming into this game knowing they didn't really play their best hockey, and they still stole a game on the road. That's all I'm adding there, Carm. Are there any players that you're looking to step up tonight overall?
I haven't looked at the player props, but I like that name VV because maybe it's foreshadowing a Vegas victory tonight. VV, you gotta look through the you gotta look through it sometimes, Andrew. No player props for me. I kind of like these, but they're never plays. I never release them as plays. You know, as better. Sometimes we take these first goal scorer ones. I sent you a ticket of, you know, because I was out with some friends, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to take William in game one. William Nylander to score the first goal for the league of the game at plus 1200. So, just put a pizza slice on it, and it hits. So that was great. It paid for the bar tab there, but I'm not sure. You know, if you look at the Vegas game, maybe take a first goal scorer, and Jack Eichel looked pretty damn good in that game, at least early on. He's got it. If you think that Vegas is going to contribute, I think Carlson scored the first goal for Vegas in game one. We'll look for Jack Eichel to score the first goal. He's got to be like at least 10-1 to score the first goal of the game, I would think, somewhere 10 or 12-1. So I'll throw that one out there. It's not a play. It's not a client play. I'll put a slice of pizza on it. $10, get me back 100, and have some good pizza tonight, Andrew.
I want to have the pizza that you have, Carm, but I've been with you.
It doesn't have pineapple on it. It does not have pineapple on it.
You're a generous man, though, Carm, because I've been with you at a bar, whereas my last day in Toronto, I was pretty hungover from the night before, and you cashed a ticket, a parlay, and before the server brought over the machine to pay, you got paid out by the betting company, and we paid that tab, or you paid that tab. So you got to love when that happens. Looking forward to hopefully cashing a bunch more winners in the playoffs. Somebody was talking about any unders. Are there any unders that we're looking at tonight? I found one that's kind of interesting. It's a little bit juicy here, but Jacob Chychrun to not get a point for the Washington Capitals, minus 155. He doesn't have a point in 5 of his last 6 games against Carolina. And based on some of the numbers that I'm looking at, Carolina don't give up many points or even shots to defensemen. So maybe Chychrun will be more stay at home, more of a lockdown defenseman, maybe taking his under. there could be a pretty good way to go. So had to mention that one. Beauvillier under 1.5 shots on goal has been a pretty good one to look at. So you could probably take a look at that. And then honestly, I would take a look at some Oilers guys. Like the depth players aren't really shooting the puck very much. They're playing defense. So I haven't looked at any for that game, so I don't really want to throw anything out. But I know if I don't get behind Carmine's first goal scoring prop, it's going to hit. So I have to jump on it. So I don't miss out on that one, and I can pay my bar tab tonight. So
yeah, I think someone looked it up. I think it's 13-1 at DK for Jack Eichel to score the first goal. So those ones are such a crapshoot. First goal scorers, because it's like someone else scores and then they get the second goal, and you're like, oh, I should have just taken him as an anytime goal. But with that said, those aren't ones that you should be risking any chunk of your bankroll on. Just make them fun little side bets, pizza slice bets. I call them, like $5 or $10. Depends on what your bankroll is. Don't go nuts, because that's not the way you're ever going to build a bankroll in order to bet properly and manage that bankroll, which is one of the great things I like about the WagerTalk system, in the sense of 2, 3, 4, and 5% plays. With 5 being the most we're ever asking you to risk, because you're not going to go all in, you're not going to go bust. So that's sort of an important thing to look at. Guys, again, once this video is posted, drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know who you think tonight's 2 winners are in the games, and the total amount of goals, the grand salami. How many goals are going to be scored across the 2 games? I will pick one name amongst the winners, and you will get some PuckTime swag. We'll get your info and send it over to the WagerTalk office in Detroit, where they do an excellent job. If you're watching on any of the socials, please hit that like button on the YouTube channel. Let's get those likes up, or the heart button on the X and Instagram. We always appreciate you guys dropping comments in these videos. They're greatly appreciated as well, too. It lets us know you're watching, and it lets us know that you guys have questions, which we'll try and get back to as well, too. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. Over 200,000 subscribers and growing each and every day. We really appreciate you guys being part of the community. Before I throw it back to Andrew, if he's around, 2 plays up this afternoon in the semifinals of the Europa League semifinals for me. Winner yesterday with the over in the Arsenal and PSG game, over 2.5. That cashed for clients. And one play up in the NHL is a 5% play. Let's see if we can keep this good run going. Over 35 units the last 30 days in the NHL. I want to finish strong, and just make clients money and give out some free winners on this show, because I know you guys always appreciate it. So thank you, Dane. Hit that like button. He says free 99. It is always a good one. And then again, if you guys want to try, there's Andrew. If you guys want to try the Oddslogic, you can try it free for 7 days, just to get a feel for how that system works, how the books work, how the injury reports are on. And just head over to my Twitter. There is a barcode there. I will pin it to my page on the X, and you can just scan it, click on get 7 days free, and you're off and running. So no cost to you whatsoever. Try it for 7 days. Andrew, what do you got up at WagerTalk, and close us out? All right. So Andrew is this is where Dan normally comes in and then mimics Andrew's voice. He doesn't seem to be doing that. So what I will do is Andrew's got some baseball plays, I believe, up at WagerTalk. Head over there. You'll find it on his page, guys. Sorry about a couple technical glitches along the way. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Our chat was absolutely fantastic today. Bumping Russell Deck, Nebraska Knows, Leg Show as well, too. All you guys, Phantom, all you guys sharing info. We appreciate it each and every day that you guys are part of the Puckster community. For myself, and Andrew McInnis and Dan Alexander, this is Puck Time. We will see you on Friday.